It's a bird! It's a plane! Nope, it's the newest Superman movie, directed by James Gunn. Did I have any expectations for this movie? Well, yeah, of course I did. So did everyone. The internet has been riding a hype train around 3 movies coming out in 1 month. Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, according to what I've heard, Rebirth hasn't exactly lived up to the hype and quality. But what about Superman? Did Superman live up to the hype? Was it a triumphant introduction to a brand new DC cinematic universe? Was it the peak Superman adaptation everyone was hoping it would be? Not really? Kinda? Maybe? Superman? More like super meh. Don't get me wrong, the movie isn't exactly bad. I would just say it's really mediocre. I'm kinda indifferent on it. I don't love it or hate it, but I think there are lots of small issues with it that should be addressed. Also, do keep in mind, I'm not really a big DC fan, so if I get something wrong or misunderstand something, please let me know. Also, this review will include spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film and care to avoid being spoiled, I suggest you click off and come back to this video after you've seen the movie, okay? Okay. Our journey begins with Kal-El landing on Earth as a child. Wait, no, hang on. Our story begins with Superman stopping a war in the Middle East. Oh, wait. No, okay. Our story begins with Superman getting into a fight with the Hammer of Baravia. Oh, wait, no. Okay, never mind. The movie starts after his fight with the Hammer of Baravia. You know, I feel like this movie just kind of drops you in the middle of a story that's already like a quarter of the way over. I don't need to have half the movie showing Superman's origin story, but I do think we skipped over a lot of important plot points, mainly with the whole Middle East conflict. The pacing was also super fast, which made it hard to really catch on to the story and get properly invested. It feels like starting the MCU with Iron Man 3. You could say James Gunn has jumped the gun with the beginning of the movie being a sort of, yeah, that one doesn't make much sense. But anyway, this movie has a lot of humor, and a lot of that humor just doesn't land for me. Almost every time this movie is having an emotional character moment, the scene is undercut by some weird distraction or sudden joke, such as Krypto attacking Lex in the middle of his back and forth monologue with Superman, or Clark and Lois having a chat while, for some reason, there's a giant eyeball space monster in the background invading the city. Why is that there? That seems really unnecessary. Superman also chooses to just not help fight it off. He claims the Justice Gang has it handled, but in this same movie, we see Superman is doing everything he can to save everyone. He even saves a random squirrel. Would he seriously at least not want to be there to make sure no one gets hurt in any crossfire? Overall, I think this movie feels like more of a sequel than a starting point. There are a lot of things characters say that just feel like exposition dump rather than natural dialogue, because we of course have no idea what's going on since we're just randomly being dumped in the middle of an already progressed story. There are also just some plot things that don't make a lot of sense in my opinion. For example, when Lex somehow translates a foreign extraterrestrial language, he presents his findings to the media, revealing that Superman was sent to Earth to conquer the human race. When the media is presented with this revelation, they basically just take Lex's word for it. We're never shown any kind of evidence supporting that claim. We keep seeing people say, oh, his sources are legit. But how do we know that? This is just telling us things, not actually showing them. From our point of view, Lex's whole argument is Superman is evil, trust me bro. And everyone just believes him. Now, that's basically all the bad stuff I care to talk about right now, so let's take a look at the things I liked. The action was pretty good. This movie has all that sauce and aura. Krypto is great. I don't understand complaints about him. The actors were awesome. I think the entire cast did a great job portraying each character. The music was great. I loved how Superman's parents being evil was basically just a DC equivalent of Viltrumites from Invincible. And Ultraman was basically just the comic accurate Black Noir from The Boys. Aside from that, I can't really think of much else I was really engaged with. The story was just fine, but it would have been so much better if it wasn't rushed through, or if important moments weren't undercut by an unnecessary distraction or overdone comedy. Before I saw this movie, I was really interested in the future of the DCU and how Superman would start us off. And I hate to sound like a doomer, but after watching this, I'm not all that interested anymore. If this is what all the other projects in this franchise are going to be like, I don't think I'm going to like it. I really just don't think James Gunn was the right director for this. I guess you could say my hopes and dreams were gunned down. If the next DCU movie is better than this, consider my interest revived. Until then, I'm not really holding my breath. What about you though? Did you like the movie? Did you enjoy Superman? I know a lot of people loved it. I'm not trying to take away from your enjoyment. I'm just saying that I think it's pretty mid, but you know, if you loved it, more power to you. Either way, that's the end of this video. So if you liked this, go ahead, check out some more of my stuff, please. Thank you, appreciate it. Leave some ideas in the comments for anything that you want me to cover next, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.